Welcome back, Overwatch fans, to another amazing night.
We have a fantastic match tonight, no question about it.
Oh my god, yes!
Put the barrage! Make sure they can't even follow up afterwards.
And Wash has found 2 in this fight thus far. Make that 3, make that 4 right now here. Dynamic team gets a 4-man tire.
Those who find the picks will save the fights, and they don't really need to save what they've already won.
100 gets 3 with the Primal Rage.
Experience tranquility.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everybody else in between, good evening and welcome back to Tranquility Gaming Season 8 coverage. Tonight, we wrap up the third week of the season with our Discord tier feature match, where the Inferno Foxes will take on the SEAL Team Spuds. Will the Spuds take the victory tonight to continue their good starts of the season, or are these potatoes going to be baked by the Foxes? I'm Balzi, and I'm joined tonight by Captain Jack on the cast and Laggy-san on the production. Captain Jack, how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. I'm glad that I was finally able to squeeze my way in here and be able to get a cast with y'all. I mean, Tranquility has just become such a source of for new talent that, for those of us that have been around a while, it's hard to get in edgewise with all the newcomers in here. But I was glad that I was able to fill in and help out tonight. And needless to say, both of these teams have a very good history here in Tranquility. Inferno Foxes and SEAL Team Spuds have both been kind of hit or miss in previous seasons. And based on current record, Inferno Foxes still looking to light that flame under their keisters to be able to make their way hopefully into a good position going into week 2, whereas the Spuds are a little half and half underbaked, if you will, as they go into this matchup. So it's I'm a little bit on either side, looking at the people that are on these teams. Definitely some well-known folks. Inferno Foxes having some folks promoted from the Harmony tier to the Discord tier, like NRFT, whereas the Spuds picking up a lot of players from our Season 7 champions, Reminiscence. So with our first map being Ilios, I'm really interested to see, Bowsy, kind of what these two teams are going to be bringing to the table tonight. Hopefully, we are in for one heck of an even keel matchup.
Yes, I'm definitely hoping we're in for an even keel matchup, because both of these teams, again, as you said, Inferno Foxes not having that great start. They've only won 2 maps thus far. They've lost every single series that they've gone through this entire season, trying to come back here against the SEAL Team Spuds, who do have a win under their belts. But both of these teams have the same record against one team. Joey Esports, of course, both of these teams faced off against. Both lost to Joey 3-1, so it's going to be interesting to see who comes out in this matchup. But we're going to be heading into Ilios here, which is a favorite map to most. This has that beautiful Lucio well, has that beautiful sort of skyline that you can see, and promotes a lot of different compositions that can throw any team off.
That's absolutely true, Bowsy. And looking at where we're starting off at as well, going to, I believe we're heading to the well based on what I'm seeing. It's a great place to get started. Boop Central, the Death Pit, whatever your nickname is for it, is going to be an absolutely dominant place for one of these teams. And looking at the compositions coming in, we do see the Spuds going with a little bit of torture coming in on that hog and ball, while the Inferno Foxes are opting for that wrecking ball dive with NRFT on the Diva.
Be interesting to see what team takes the compositional advantage, as currently both teams make their way to the point. It's going to be interesting. You're probably going to be seeing Nerf take a lot of pressure here onto Nova's Pharah, so we'll see if that's able to get any sort of damage coming out here, as Wolf immediately goes for that Pharah, as I mentioned that. But still, nobody taking residence on the point. No kills are resulted thus far. Choisu1 tries to get a kill onto Nerf there with the hook, unable to get it, as I saw there. But you already see the first kill. Lastima able to get that kill on the Color Form, and the kill on the Cucumber as well. Inferno Fox is already down both the supports. Make that a third here, and just like that, Inferno Foxes is already looking kind of rough here, as SEAL Team Spuds will get the first cap here.
It's a little surprising to not see Wolf have that Mercy pocket, especially when you're facing off against another Pharah Mercy. It's not something that you really want to be allowing to happen. You need that extra little bit of damage or that extra little bit of healing to deal with the same on the other side. Seeing Capital coming in for this flank, though, could be massive if they can get that Pulse Bomb online.
Definitely, that Pulse Bomb could make the difference here for Capital on the side of SEAL Team Spuds. You already see Nova and Wolf having a little bit of an airborne battle. Wolf barely on the receiving end of it. Oh, beautiful shot from Nova, and a beautiful Pulse Bomb from Capital on the Cucumber. And once again, that's another retreat here for the Inferno Foxes.
Yeah, they're just having a hard time gaining any ground, and it's mostly due to what they're choosing to run, this composition that they're choosing to run. Like, even if Color Form could get at least some healing onto Wolf, that would help out a little bit, but because they're going on that outside flank to take care of the far mercy that is Nova and your teammate, it makes it really difficult to keep that orb on them. So with the percentage continuing to climb, it's going to be up to the Inferno Foxes. They either need to switch up a strategy or they need to provide a little bit more support to that air defense.
Definitely. We'll see what the strategy here is from Inferno. They're coming in with some big ults as well, so we'll see if they're able to use any of those. Colorform, however, has to use that Transcendence early thanks to the mines coming out from Lastima, so we'll see if there's any sort of move here from Inferno. They're starting to push in very slowly. That's the whole hog coming out here from Choi Su-won, but already picks are flying, but Lastima has already found 2 on this ball, and just like that, Inferno Fox is already looking worse for wear.
That's true, but getting that beautiful trade there onto your teammate with the minefield might be enough to be able to turn this tide. Unfortunately, Capital is going to be able to keep things in the pocket. Their Pulse Bomb even being sent out to try to stop Bebop from getting back to the point 100-0 as the SEAL Team Spuds taking the well. It's looking kind of rough right now, but Control is always kind of the warm-up for teams that may not be warming up right before the match starts up. So I'm interested to see kind of how things are going. It looks like Cucumber is going to opt into that Mercy to finally give a little bit more support, even though we're not seeing anyone in the sky. Giving Wolf a little bit of a boost, maybe if they go over to the Ash, might be helpful. Oh no, they're going to opt for the Echo instead. Not going to see many swaps from the side of SEAL Team Spuds. Glitch coming in on the Ana. I believe they were on the Lucio during the previous round. Gonna give a lot more direct healing this time around, whereas we're going to see Choi come in on the Diva instead of the Roadhog.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see this sort of compositional swaps coming out from SEAL Team. Obviously, Ilios Lighthouse has a lot more, like, it's much more of a balanced control map. You're not supposed to see anything wacky, but you start still seeing Lastima get that kill onto Nozomi, but that sleep onto Bebop coming out from Glitch shuts down any opportunity for a push from the Inferno Foxes. SEAL Team Spuds will get the cap, and it looks like they're going to be winning this fight in the end.
Yeah, they're able to grab the objective, but Wolf is just going to be much more dominant in the sky against Nova now that they've got that pocket. Beautiful cleanup there onto your teammate and Nova, and even with the respawn, the staggers might be coming out here. If they're not careful, they might get caught with their pants down, but I feel like they've got it in them to be able to take this point back as long as they can get that focus fire down.
Yeah, as you say that, Colorform gets beamed down by Nova, who switched over to an echo of himself, and Lastima is able to get the kill on the Cucumber, so now there's no support for the side of Inferno. All of a sudden, SEAL Team Spuds, as you just said, have brought this back for the Brinks' defeat.
And I don't know why Bebop is the one that is trying to chase down Glitch. You are a giant ball. With a single sleep dart every single time is going to take you out of the fight for a good 5-10 seconds if you get woken up. It is definitely not what you want to be, not the person you want to be targeting that Ana. So I'm, oh man, this is getting really rough as we head into the next fight.
Yeah, it's already 2 picks in favor of the SEAL Team Spuds here. Your teammate, however, does die to Nozomi, so that is 1 pick potential here for the side of Inferno Foxes, but Inferno look like they're just going to be backing out. They use this Valkyrie to sustain, and they're just going to have to back out and wait for the next fight.
That's absolutely true. Lastima looking to roll in right there is going to be able to successfully get away. Nova now kind of showing to be... as they were getting bested on the Pharah, now shows to be just as equally a strong Echo player as well. As we head into final fight territory, somebody's going to have to get that ultimate on the field. Bebop especially has to get it on the point so that they can clear it and get the flip.
Yep, overtime trigger thanks to Nozomi on that Tracer, and there's the mines coming out for Bebop, but Lastima has already found both supports for the side of Inferno. Foxes, this isn't good here for Foxes. They're looking very rough right now, and no supports on the field means it's going to be harder and harder for them. Wolf does get the duplicate onto the Diva, however, so it's still possible here for Infernos to try and bring this back, and Bebop has already found 2 or 3 in this fight thus far. The bomb from Wolf separates the rest of Steel Team Spuds off the point. Capital tries to use that pulse bomb, or no, that's Nova who used the pulse bomb, excuse me. Or actually, no, might have been Capital. But still, Steel Team Spuds trying to come back from this. Nova has gotten about 2 or 3 in this fight thus far and is trying to bring it back here, but Cucumber is back on the Lucio, able to get that kill on the Nova, but it's still going back and forth, and at the end of the day, Inferno Foxes are in the advantage.
That's right. They have control of the point. As long as they keep feeding the point, it's going to work out well for them. Steel Team Spuds now going in for this flip are going to be able to possibly get it back into their control, but as long as we see the feed fest coming in from, what is he? Oh, I see what you mean. Lastima, a little frozen there. I'm thinking we should be getting a pause here on the field soon.
Potentially when the fight ends, we'll probably be seeing a pause, but still looks like Steel Team Spuds able to bring back this point, and all the kills going in favor of the Spuds. Lastima still just sitting around here on the hamster, but it won't be any problem for them. Steel Team Spuds will win the first map in this series.
That's absolutely true, and thankfully, whatever issue Lastima was having there at the end happened near the end of the match, and the rest of the team was able to handle kind of the stagger that was coming in. Hopefully, we'll be able to get that fixed in between maps, whatever's going on with them. But nevertheless, Steel Team Spuds are looking like a well-oiled machine, and it's not surprising by any discretion of the mind. I mean, you've got half of Reminiscence on the team, you know, Season 7 champions, working with some of the best folks that we've seen in Tranquility. I mean, your teammate, we make all the jokes there is, but everybody knows that your teammate is goes absolutely ham on that support role. I mean, they're just doing an absolutely incredible job. Inferno Foxes definitely had some really good plays, but looking a little worse for wear, a little staggered. I feel like if there was a little bit more focus fire, I understand on control that might be a little bit difficult, especially when you see kind of that 3-pronged approach that we were seeing from the Spuds in various areas of the map. Maybe going for something that requires the team to be a little bit more grouped up so that they can utilize all of their strings together might be able to help them out. And what better place to figure that out than Temple of Anubis?
Yeah, Temple of Anubis is the choice for Inferno Foxes heading into map number 2, so obviously they're trying to go for some sort of different strategy here, hoping that Lastima's keyboard issues continue, but we'll see if they actually do. Steel Team Spuds, however, they try to come up with some sort of solution, and it's Seraph. He's going to be subbed in here for Capital on this next map, so obviously a hit scan swap just to get those players out of the way, but it's going to be interesting to see what the approach is here from Inferno Foxes on Temple of Anubis as we're heading into the map very shortly. They will be on the attack first, so we'll see what they're able to pull out here, and this is another map where anything can go. Junkrat can go here, Symmetra, Torbjorn, Pharah, Widowmaker, anything can really go here. It's going to be interesting to see how Inferno Foxes are willing to take the approach here, and if they're going to be able to bring back this this series and tie us up at the half.
No, I can definitely concur with that, but now you got Seraph the Sheriff in. I mean, absolutely dominant hit scan player. If we see Wolf come back out on one of those Sky characters, which I guess they were anticipating with Wolf being on that Echo, it's going to be difficult. I'm not saying that it can't be done. I mean, you definitely see Echo played into Cassidy relatively often if they think that they can be outplayed, but Seraph has shown in the past that they're incredibly skilled at what they do. Again, probably a great reason that the Spuds picked up folks from Reminiscence last season. And now we're just going to have to see how well they work together going into this map. I do love the Torbjorn pick here for Nova, even though people will say, you know, the turret, you know, doesn't give you the extra skill or whatnot. You know, it's just having another gun on the field. It's one less thing that you really got to worry about when you have an auto turret shooting people when they're coming in.
Absolutely. So we'll see what the approach is here from Inferno. Looks like Bebop, yep, just going to try to boop off people off the Seal Team Spuds. Unable to get anything and sacrifice his life for it. So, yeah, already not a great start here for Inferno Foxes. They were, however, able to all get in that right room, and now it's just a matter of time before their push engages again.
Yeah, and now they've got to watch out. Looks like they've already been successful in taking out that turret. Being able to get that off the field is definitely the easier part of what they're trying to do, but now they've got this grouped up team and not really a tank line that can push into it. Lastema, once again, I guess having an LCS issue by what I'm seeing in the chat. Their monitor keeps shutting off over and over again. Very unfortunate, but is not going to help them out. Bebop now in the back line is a rough position to be in because you're essentially setting your team up with a beautiful slam, but you're also not giving them a way to get into the objective either. With such a tight choke point and so much damage coming in, it's going to be difficult for them to be able to make that gap.
I mean, hey, if Lastemo has to play any hero when his monitor turns off, it's Orisa. You just hold left click and everybody's on the enemy team is dead. So definitely can work out here in the favor of Seal Team Spuds. You see, obviously, Wolf trying to go for that flank play on the Echo, try to get all that progress in with the Mercy damage boost. But now Inferno Foxes try to make their slow approach, and this teammate falls a little bit low there on the Brigida, but doesn't get picked out until Nozomi gets that pick off. Lastema able to get the kill onto Colorform, however, so one support traded on both sides here for both teams. It's going to be interesting to see who takes the advantage, but Bebop tries the pile drive and gets met in the face with a giant molten core Nova. Just like that, you already see that. Seal Team Spuds getting the hold once again against the Inferno Foxes.
Yeah, it seems that no matter what's going on with Lastema's monitor, it seems that the Spuds are still doing a great job of sticking together, keeping their teammates in the fight. With ultimates getting ready to come online, though, in under half time, it's really going to be up to the Inferno Foxes to start putting Seal Team Spuds' feet to the coals, and that's not a good way to get started.
Nope, Choi Suwon already picks off Cucumber on the Mercy, so already you're down one of your supports here for Inferno Foxes. They're just trying to look for the perfect opportunity. Nozomi has this pulse bomb, and now he's also back at spawn, so this is probably going to be a reset from the side of the enemy team.
Yeah, needless to say, the composition that they're going for is just not the way that this works. You know, you definitely want that Winston rather than the Wrecking Ball, at least based on how they're playing it, because the Winston can kind of get up and get out relatively easily, whereas the Wrecking Ball needs kind of that lead up to be able to jump in and jump out of the action. So, honestly, a swap about a minute ago would have been great, but now they've got a full field of ultimates. Let's see what they can make happen.
The mines from Bebop are the first to go, and he goes as well back to spawn, so it's going to be a little harder here for Inferno Foxes. But Wolf now has the duplicate onto this Orisa. Being able to use that drum is massive. So he puts a bomb from NRFT, and it's a 2K bomb coming out from Nerfed NRFT, being able to clean up the field. Now Seal Team Spuds looking a little worse for wear. They're able to get rid of Wolf's duplicate, but Nerf still bringing havoc and destruction on the side of the Spuds. But starting to struggle a little bit. That Transcendence used from Colorform just to push Inferno Foxes through the point. And just like that, with the cleanup from Wolf, that's the Inferno Foxes being able to get some progress here on point A.
You know what? If that's what you gotta do, that's what you gotta do. I mean, it's hard to say that a six-man stacked ultimate is not going to take an objective. I've totally seen it happen before, but typically that is the win condition. The thing is that they've got to get those ultimates up faster. They've got to get set up faster. For a dive composition or a dive-ish composition that we're seeing coming in here is moving incredibly slow. Inferno Foxes are taking so long to get set up, and wow, what a stun!
Great stun from Seraph after getting the kill on the Cucumber as well. And just like that, you already see Inferno Foxes lost both of their supports. Wolf is able to get the kill on the Nova, but this is no way turnable here for the Foxes.
Yeah, but they still have time to earn up ultimates, so it's not an incredible worry for them right now. Thankfully, they were able to pull back with also not getting anyone else picked off. That would have just staggered them out even more. But Nevertheless, I feel like one of the big issues that we're continuing to see here is Lastima's monitor constantly shutting off. You see them in position, and then they just start moving to the side all of a sudden for no reason, and it's really odd. And if Luminous Foxes if Inferno Foxes take advantage of that, that could work out in their favor. You know, tech issues implied.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Chilean monitor difference. There's nothing you can do about it right now if you're Lastima. That's what you get for being a Chilean main tank. But nonetheless, you still see Steel Team Spuds getting this hold, and really, Inferno Foxes, they're trying to come up with answers here. They might just go for the full 6 ult strategy again.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's probably the only thing that they can do. Nozomi not having that pulse bomb online isn't going to be necessarily a huge detriment to their strategy. You should be able to get it up rather quickly. But honestly, with everybody else's ultimates online, as long as they can clean up from what's happening, they should be absolutely fine. Bebop almost getting caught out like that, Ore down to half health, is not a good way to start off this fight, and they just got picked.
Yeah, Seraph went right after Bebop when he knew he was there, so great awareness there from the Spuds. And you see Nova, beautiful stick onto color form, eliminates the Zenyatta, and now Inferno Foxes looking very rough on time right now. They only have 40 seconds here, Captain Jack. Can they even be able to win this fight?
I mean, they won it with only 10 seconds on the clock on Point Alpha. I definitely can see them doing it on Point Bravo, but it's got to be quick, and it's got to be a complete cleanup. Just like Point Alpha, they can't let anyone survive. They can't let that stagger happen, because on Point Bravo, you don't get away with mistakes like that. You got to clean everybody up quickly, and everybody's got to be on the objective, and Bebop Ore getting sent out yet again.
Yep, ults coming out on both sides, but NRT able to get the kill onto Lastima to start off. The Deadeye was used for Seraph, unable to get anything, just separation, but still Inferno Foxes making their way to the point with the ults that they've been able to build up here. Now Wolf with the duplicate has the Gravitic Fox, unable to get anything with it, but still the kills are going in favor of the Inferno Foxes. Now it's all stall picks here for the side of Steel Team Spuds. They have now Lastima on the Reinhardt, and his monitor shut off. That's the perfect time you want to see that. Has to go spinning around like a merry-go-round trying to get any sort of kills, but still, Steel Team Spuds, even without Lastima, they're able to get the kills they need, and they're going to be able to full hold here on point B. No progress for the Inferno Foxes.
That was incredibly close right there. If that Gravitic Flux from Wolf had gotten the value that they were looking for, it would have been a completely different Point Bravo. But like I said, if you're going to get them, you got to get them all at the same time. You cannot let them stagger, and that's exactly how they ended up winning. Even with the swaps coming out, even if they hadn't swapped, the stagger from spawn right there for the defending team is always going to be in their favor. So this is looking rough for the Inferno Foxes. I feel like they've definitely got it in them, but we're just kind of seeing a difference in class, where we're seeing a lot of folks that have either previously participated in Discord tier or participated even up to Transcendence tier are going up against those that have recently come up from the Harmony tier. It's just kind of a difference in playing at a certain level of Overwatch for such a long time. Bebop constantly being on this wrecking ball when being four heroes countering you, the Holt of the Orisa, the Accretion of the Sigma, the Flashbang of the Cassidy, and the Shield Bash of the Brig. It's all designed to stop you, yet Bebop is still hanging on to this, and it is a huge detriment to their party. I wish they would swap over to something else, and honestly, dive on this defense isn't going to be looking good either.
Definitely not. You see the enemy team of Steel Team Spuds, they have this sort of very anti-dive composition, running that double shield, so we'll see. They're able to get into this left room, which is going to be very helpful for them. That means they're going to be able to get that range, and your teammate uses the whip shot to be able to eliminate Wolf. That is not what you want to see if you're Inferno Foxes now, and just like that, Bebop is also going to fall because of all the power coming out from Spuds right now. Steel Team Spuds are going to be able to sit nice and comfortable on this point, and with NRT falling, it's only a matter of time before they're able to cap point A and make their way to point B.
I really don't know what to think here, Bowsy. I mean, it's coming down to a compositional diff. I mean, you could say that it's partially skill, but the biggest problem here is that it's a composition diff. You know, this dive is not meant to go against this kind of composition. You need some kind of distance, some kind of poke to be able to get those shields down, to not constantly be stunned out over and over again. And all we're seeing from the Inferno Foxes is them getting stunned out over and over and over again, and it's of no value to anyone.
Yeah, it's pretty much just a broken record right now. With NRFT falling there to Nova, pretty much that's it. SEAL Team Spuds able to get that one tick they needed on point B, and now they're at match point entering halftime, and we need to start seeing some changes here from Inferno Foxes, or it's going to be a very rough rest of this match.
That's true. Colorform at least coming in with play of the game, gonna be showing up. Definitely don't see Zenyatta play of the games very often. Very clutch transcendence. Could have been the end for them, as the sports were still up, healing each other and getting pick after pick there to try to turn the tide. So although they may have wanted that back earlier, they still needed the extra time to build up other ultimates anyway. So I think that was definitely a good use of it. But Bowsy, things are looking incredibly rough here for the Inferno Foxes. They just kind of seem tunnel visioned right now, very stuck in their ways of how they're playing, what compositions they're playing. And I hate to tell you this, but one tricks only get so far. Even when you get up to the skill levels of tier 3 and tier 2, they only get so far without having any real flexibility. So I'm hoping after we get back from the break, maybe Inferno Foxes will be able to let loose some of that flame, you know, let the fur shake, and hopefully we'll see something different come out on the other side.
Yep, we'll definitely see if that's going to be the case. We'll be seeing you guys after the break to see if SEAL Team Spuds can clean out the series, or if Inferno Foxes have some flame that they'll be able to build up and bring it back after the half. We'll see you then. Welcome back to Tranquility Gaming Season 8 coverage. If you missed the match thus far, spoiler alert, you haven't missed a lot. Seal Team Spuds are currently up 2-0 over the Inferno Foxes heading into map number 3. It's match point for the Spuds, and Inferno Foxes are trying to bring us back to old reliable Kings Row. Bowsy here with Jack, and Jack, we're hoping to see some change here from Inferno Foxes heading into this third map.
I mean, especially where we're going, right? Like, there's no way that Inferno Foxes picks to go to Kings Row and is still running that Wrecking Ball comp. Again, it's a comp that can't be run on that map, you know, whether you've seen it in Tier 3, Tier 2, or in Overwatch League. You know, it's definitely something that can be done. But like we were talking about during the break, you know, it's okay to be a one-trick team if that one-trick team knows how to avoid their counters. And when the enemy team is going out of their way to literally choose every single counter available to take out the main tank of your team and a couple of other players on your team specifically, then you gotta change something up. So we're gonna be seeing Inferno Foxes coming in on the attack to start things off, which I think is going to really draw a line in the sand on whether or not these changes are going to be held accountable. Looking at the defense getting ready to come out of the gate, I can't say that I'm surprised. You know, Kings Row, old reliable. Not surprised that you go with the Ryan Diva Rush, old reliable composition as well for the side of Seal Team Spuds. Although Nova is nowhere to be found right now. Looks like they're gonna come on over to the May. A little bit of Frosty, Cassidy May action coming in. Whereas, this attacking, it doesn't look like anything's changing, and I'm just a little nervous, Bowsy. I feel like Point Alpha might be in their favor to take, but Streets phase is going to be incredibly difficult to push that card.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this teleporter from Wolf is used. Looks like you're going to be seeing Inferno try to get up to that high ground, and Wolf will switch over to the Hanzo now. So no more Echo here for the side of Inferno. They want to try to go for a little bit more poke damage with the Hanzo, so we'll see if that works into their favor, as you already see them trying to rotate around here. Inferno trying to get around, but Lastima has found the Zenyatta of Color Form, and Color Form unable to make the jump as well, so he's just going to get bombarded and hurt by Capital. Yep, that's going to be hurting a little bit here for the side of Inferno Foxes. Cucumber able to get the kill onto your teammate, however, so that's definitely going to be a major factor here for the side of Inferno Foxes. And Inferno Foxes also able to get the kill on the Glitch, and there's no supports left for Seal Team Spuds. Suddenly, this composition is starting to work here, Jack.
I mean, that's the goal, right? Is you got to focus down the key points of the enemy in order to make it work. If they're trying to counter the crap out of you, you got to pick the couple of players that are going to kind of unhinge their ability to hold everything together. And as you see, that Deadeye will go ahead and get Bebop, but they're going to be the fastest one to come back into this point. They already got 2 ticks on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. Inferno Fox is looking pretty good, and they might still want to just engage into this a little bit. Wolf obviously getting stunned a little bit. The rest of the Seal Team Spuds trying to stop Inferno Foxes from making this push, but it might not work in the end of it all. It'll be interesting to see how this goes. Capital able to get the kill onto Wolf, however, so it's still possible here for Seal Team Spuds to win this. But right now, it's just going back and forth, and really, Inferno Fox is just taking their time with this fight.
Yeah, they're taking their time. They're wasting valuable time on the clock, but nevertheless, many of them are not dying, which is a very good thing. They're holding on for dear life right now. Capital is able to get nerfed out of the fight, though. That's not going to be good for them. And now they're hitting the 2-minute mark with Bebop charging in at half health. Not a good way to go. Gets shattered into oblivion. Solo shatters are the worst.
Yeah, they 100% are the worst. Definitely rated low on TripAdvisor. And Lastima sends Cucumber for a trip of his own, charges into them and sends them back to spawn. And that's going to be a reset here for Inferno Foxes, unless Nozomi has decided that they don't want to be a part of this conversation. So Inferno Foxes have to fully reset, and now a lot of time taken off the clock.
Yeah, you know, I've not gonna sit here and be a broken record about it, Bowsy. We know exactly why this isn't working, and the fact that even though every piece of Seal Team Spuds isn't made to counter this composition, they're still working like a well-oiled machine that's helping them out, and the ultimates are just abounding right now to try to get Inferno Foxes out of this choke.
Yeah, Bebop does die, but still, Seal Team Spuds are down a member right now. That bomb invested from Nerf, unable to get any sort of kills, but Spuds just holding their ground here, but Nova gets picked up by Nozomi. That could be massive here for Spuds, as now they don't have that main DPS player now in the fight. Choice to one uses the bomb, gets picked up by Wolf. Beautiful shot with the Storm Arrows coming out of the Hanzo on Inferno Foxes, but Nozomi dies to Capital. Capital now using this Deadeye, trying to separate the rest of Inferno Foxes and keep them off this objective. That might just do exactly that. Now only 40 seconds here for Inferno Foxes, but they're able to get Lastema. This is the perfect opportunity for Inferno Foxes to try and push into this. Glitch very low. Cucumber is able to get the kill into your teammate, and Nerf gets the kill on the Glitch. And just like that, Inferno Foxes looking the advantage. All that's left is Nova and Choice to one, but that's going to be it. It looks like Inferno Foxes are finally going to get their first point in this series.
Yeah, well, it's definitely not surprising. I mean, you throw enough ultimates at anything, it's going to end up working in your favor. But like I said, the harder part is going to be getting through this streets phase. You have to be incredibly precise with how you move through these streets, because if you don't, especially for a wrecking ball player, you get caught up on any corner, it essentially resets the entire way you have to work into the objective that you're trying to hit. And didn't even anticipate that.
Yeah, two-man shatter coming out from Lastema. Got Cucumber and Nerfed on the ground, and just like that, Inferno Foxes 3 down in this fight. They might just be giving up this card here, and that's exactly what they're gonna do.
Yeah, there's really not a lot that they can do about that to be able to hold on. Honestly, I was really surprised to see Lastema go ahead and meet them up on that high ground instead of trying to counter the card. A little surprising, but obviously they have done their studying. And Capital, that's just rude.
You can't be rude. Yeah, Capital, come on, man. You know better than that. I would have thought better from you, but oh no, Last of Us had a monitor issue. That could be devastating. Capital able to get the kill on a Nozomi, however, so, and there was obviously some sort of play coming out there from Last of Us and Cucumber, but still, looks like Seal Team Spuds have to try and retreat from this. Inferno Foxes getting the picks that they need, and cards moving once again in favor of the Inferno Foxes.
Yeah, like I keep saying, one of the things that is kind of really helping out the Inferno Foxes that nobody except for Lastema has control over is the tech issues that are continuing to happen. But regardless, even though Inferno Foxes take advantage of certain moments like that, Seal Team Spuds have done well to show that they're still able to hold it together for the most part without any issue whatsoever. Falling here, there, a couple of times, but still able to kind of hold it all together, and with a full form of ultimates, this should work out very well in their favor.
Be invested from your teammate to counter that mines coming out from Bebop. You see already the bomb coming out here from Nerf, able to get the Immortality Field to Glitch, so now there's not a lot of support play, and Wolf able to get that critical shot on the Glitch as well. Wolf getting 2 in this fight thus far, and just like that, Wolf will fall here to Capital, but looks like it's going to be a 1 fight here for Inferno Foxes. They're going to try to sail this card in. Your teammate ended up getting bashed out and killed there, and just like that, Inferno Foxes get the second point. They have now 1 minute and 40 seconds to finish out the map.
That's true, and Nozomi getting a little too close for comfort there with Capital. Thought, oh, well, they're in the back line by themselves. They won't be an issue. Once again, Capital played in the Transcendence tier once upon a time. Their skill is a little high for being in the Discord tier, or at least it was at one time. So never underestimate the skill of a Cassidy with the ability to click heads. Nevertheless, they've got a decent amount of time in the bank, at least for the composition that they're running with. The biggest issue that I'm seeing right now is as you get closer to the spawn doors of the Seal Team Spuds is going to be that much more difficult for them to try to get through.
The Shatter from Lastema canceled from Color Forms to Transcendence, and the Deadeye from Capital also canceled as well. No kills resulted from either of those, and Wolf has found Glitch. That is massive here for Inferno Foxes. The Power Drive comes in from Bebop, unable to get any sort of kills with it, but still, Inferno Foxes, being able to get these kills that they need to take down the Spuds.
It's absolutely true. They're gaining a lot of ground right now. Nozomi continuing to be out and about when Capital's on the field. You gotta be watching where that Peacekeeper is at all times. Nerfed falling incredibly low on that high ground is going to make it hard for them to hold together, but this minefield might take it there.
Yep, bomb comes out from NRFT as well to try and settle it. And there's the 2K that Nerf needed thanks to the boop coming out from, I believe, Bebop on the ball. And now it's just smooth sailing here for the enemy side. But Nova gets the 2K pulse bomb onto both supports for Inferno Foxes. Overtime now picked away. And now it's going to be really hard for Inferno Foxes. They have no supports on the field. You see Spuds trying to come back onto this. Glitch ends up getting killed by Nerf, however. And now it's looking even rougher. Capital now on the Doomfist trying to get any sort of picks necessary to bring Spuds to be able to get this hold, but Wolf has found him immediately. Spuds looking to try and scavenge all these scraps together and be able to get this full hold on the enemy team, but you see that the supports have already come back on a Lucio and a Moira. Now, Inferno Foxes trying to bring this over the line. Beautiful shot from Wolf to eliminate Nova. That's a massive pick off there for the side of Inferno Foxes, and they're still being able to get the kills that they need. Capital gets the kill in the Nerf Tower, but Colorform gets the 2K skill orb kill, making a 3K for Colorform to finish out the map. Inferno Foxes finish out King's Row with no time in the bank.
Score.
That was absolutely insane.
That was insane, yes.
And the biggest thing that I guess is interesting to me, right, is I understand running the Brig Zen for the mobility purpose, right, to be able to heal at a distance, and the Brigitte specifically to protect the Zenyatta. But especially at that last little bit of the match, coming in on the Lucio Moira honestly seems like the better choice here. I mean, yeah, you can't get a lot of direct healing to Bebop, who's going to be all over the place, but that's what health packs are for. If a majority of your team is going to be sticking together, or at least knows kind of where you are on the map to be able to retreat and get healing, that's going to be a lot better than, you know, your healers constantly getting stomped out because they can't move as fast or they can't evade. You know, the only thing that Brig has is a single flail to knock them back maybe like 5 feet and one stun to make sure that both healers stay alive. Whereas for Lucio and Moira, you know, you got the fade, you got the wall ride, you got the boop. Like, there's so many other tools that they can use to evade being hunted down by the entire team that is SEAL Team Spuds. And look, right now, they're going straight for them.
Yeah, SEAL Team Spuds using the Symmetra brawl here to try and get across to the enemy side. It's going to be interesting to see what the response is here from the Inferno Foxes, because this composition is mainly meant to be a lot more brawl heavy, get in those close range battles and win those close range battles. So see if SEAL Team Spuds are able to take advantage of it. That's a good wall coming out from Nova, and the charge from Lastema gets canceled, I'm pretty sure, so he's unable to get any sort of value with it, but you already see SEAL Team Spuds pushing forward, and they found Colorform thanks to that freeze coming out from Nova. And now Cucumber's dead, so now that's already both supports dead for the side of Inferno Foxes. It is going to be rough for them to try and come back. Choice Who Wants mech is lost, but already that's 3 picks in favor of SEAL Team Spuds. The Spuds look like they're going to be able to easily cap point A here, and it's already looking rough here for Inferno Foxes.
I'm telling you, Bowsy, that's the win condition. SEAL Team Spuds know run after Cucumber and Colorform. They can't run really fast, and even if the rest of the team comes to their aid, there's not a lot that they can do against the brawl. This composition is meant to be moving constantly to be able to get kind of that drive-by damage, and we're just not seeing that here.
No, we're not. The Dragon Strike does come out from Wolf, but Cucumber is already dead. Colorform able to get the return kill on the Capital, however, so it's pretty much back and forth, but now Colorform's dead. And Inferno Fox is stuck in the pub. You know, you've been drinking too much when you're in that pub for that long. And the charge from Lastema just sending Bebop back, shatter and all. That's just going to be brutal here for Inferno Foxes. That's pretty much a team wipe for the Inferno, and SEAL Team Spuds get the cart moving.
I mean, thankfully for a majority of their team, they're going to be able to get back into the action rather quickly. I mean, Bebop, the best thing that they did so far in this map is being able to stall that card out while the rest of the team was getting taken out. But, I mean, you just saw it 2 times in a row. SEAL Team Spuds, the first thing that we do every time we fight, we go after Cucumber and Colorform. every single time. There has been no change in it whatsoever. Hopefully some ultimates will turn the tide, but only time will tell.
Nerf gets out the bomb, able to get Nova with it, so now the Blizzard from Steel Team Spuds is now offline for this fight. That could be massive in the grand scheme of things, but still, Inferno Fox is looking for some bigger picks, and Capital has found the main tank of Bebop, so it'll be a lot harder. And Lastima gets the kill onto Nozomi as well, so Steel Team Spuds being able to get some sort of resistance here, and it looks like, yep, Inferno Fox is retreating once again.
And see, one thing that they're doing is something that is relatively rare when it comes to your basic competitive Symmetra, is that you're seeing the use of the teleporter used aggressively. They're able to clear large groups of space in such a small amount of time, and this Blizzard is going to clean up point 2 if they're not careful.
Yeah, already you see Nova's Blizzard getting a lot of impact there. Nozomi gets killed by Capital, and the bomb is invested as well by Cho Su-won. So looks like it's going to be 1 here for Steel Team Spuds. That Shatter from Lastima gets 2 on the ground, and his monitor turns off at the same time. So looks like it's going to be Steel Team Spuds being able to win this fight in the aftermath. But still, you see Inferno Fox, they're able to bring it back here. They found your teammate and Capital here thanks to Wolf on that Hanzo, and suddenly, through all of that, Inferno Fox is hold.
Another time that they took advantage of Lastima's monitor going out there. That was perfect timing. Even with the shield up, the damage that Lastima was putting out was way more important at that point in time. So the 5v6 was easily turned right around. Thankfully, Nerfed is able to get their mech back to be able to put them back into this fight and make it a full 6v6. But man, this is looking incredibly rough right now for the Inferno Foxes. I'm hoping that something changes.
Yeah, we'll see. Steel Team Spuds now have control of this card, and Inferno Fox is going to have a little bit of trouble. They're trying to touch this card, but they do have the mines coming out from Bebop to be able to separate Steel Team Spuds from the card. And it's already gotten 2. Bebop able to get Nova and your teammate. That's already massive. Nozomi able to get the return kill on the Lastima, and Steel Team Spuds once again out of the fight.
2 minutes remaining on the clock. There's so much time and so little ultimates to be had for the side of Inferno Foxes. I gotta say, they're doing really good at holding this corner, and Nerfed is going for the hard reset to be able to get back in time. But honestly, at the speed that Steel Team Spuds are moving, unless Lastima's monitor goes out again, this is gonna be a rough 5v6 fight.
Yeah, and especially now that Capital has the Cassidy now, so they have that stun potential here for Steel Team Spuds. We'll see if they're able to use it to the maximum. You see Inferno trying to push in, but Dragon Strike is used here from Wolf, and it separates the team in a way so Colorform can find Nova. Capital gets that beautiful headshot onto Nozomi and might be able to get the kill on a Bebop as well, but glitches die to the hands of Wolf as well. So looking rougher here for Steel Team Spuds. Your teammate has to invest the beat, and we have a pause. I think those monitor troubles have finally impacted Lastima enough.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it in the gameplay, right? And there's only so much you can do, and apparently the monitor is just dead now.
Yeah,
completely dead.
No
So-
monitor or Wi-Fi is what Capital is saying in the chat.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, oh no,
That is-
it seems like a router issue now, not a monitor issue. But yeah, pretty much what we've been seeing. Like as we've been saying, Lastima has had his monitor been turning on and off all game. So this has been an issue for that Steel Team Spuds have tried to combat. This could be related. This could not be related. So we'll see if that actually is the case. But definitely this problem is coming back to bite Steel Team Spuds because they could easily get a clean 4-0 here if this monitor wasn't an issue.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely one of the biggest issues that folks deal with is when it comes to tech. It's hard to be able to hold that all together while the match is going on. And even I've had that happen. Like I have some smart monitors for my setup, and my kids accidentally hit the cast to this TV while I'm in the middle of casting. I'm like, whoa, why is YouTube being opened on my TV? I have to really think about that. But it looks like we're back into the match. Self-destruct goes up. Beautiful trade.
Yeah, good kill from NRFT onto Lastima. Cucumber having a beautiful battle there with Capital, able to get the kill onto him. And looks like Inferno Fox is being able to bring this back again. Nova's just going to be peeking a little bit onto the side of Inferno Foxes. Get that all charged up. But still, Inferno Foxes get the hold.
Yeah, there's really not a lot that SEAL Team Spuds can do right now because it's something that's kind of out of their hands. Like the only person that can deal with it they either don't really have a way to deal with it, or they don't want to deal with it, and it's something that could cost them at the end. If this is an issue that's been ongoing for some time, maybe go to your local thrift shop. Just something simple to be able to possibly get it fixed, but it would be upsetting, as we're seeing right now, that the time is ticking down and Lastema is not moving.
Yeah, Lastema not being able to move here, so SEAL Team Spuds might already be in a 5v6 situation. Lastema's back, perfect timing, 10 seconds remaining on the clock, and SEAL Team Spuds will be able to get the cart stuck. They are able to get that shatter off from Lastema, that's perfect! Both tanks from the Inferno Foxes down on the ground. Wolf is able to get the kill on your teammate, however, so it is possible here. The Dragon Strike comes out from Wolf, and now both supports from the SEAL Team Spuds are down. Choice1 has to use this bomb as SEAL Team Spuds approach point B. And just like that, SEAL Team Spuds, despite the commitments coming out from the enemy, from Inferno Foxes, they might, and yep, they will, be able to cap point B. They're on their way to point C.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, they have wasted so much extra time that they had available right now. It's just not a good position for them to be in. That this continued issue is becoming such a hindrance to their play. I mean, they could have easily made it here probably a lot earlier than they had, and now they're having to essentially battle the clock in these final moments, maybe 2 fights max.
A big pick from your teammate, being able to get the kill onto Nozomi, so now already Inferno Fox is at a disadvantage heading into this fight. The bomb comes out from NRFT, unable to get anything as they're able to remax very successfully, but Bebop has found the Sombra of Nova, so now it's going to be a little bit rougher here. Colorform invests the Transcendence here, the Deadeye is used here from Capital, able to get the mech of Nerfs, but of somebody, but Choice1 loses their mech. Capital gets killed by Nozomi, and now it's looking rougher and rougher here for SEAL Team as they're going to have to reset one more time. And last of us dead.
The biggest thing that is going to be an issue right here for Inferno Foxes is that EMP. They have nobody to be able to stun Nova out, and if you played Sombra enough, then they're gonna translocate into the middle of the fight while invisible and blast a big ol' EMP so that the rest of the ultimates can come down. And they just got to be really careful about this. Make sure that they're super spread out as overtime now ticks away.
Yep, overtime starts here for SEAL Team Spuds. They're looking for that perfect EMP, and it only connects onto one, and Wolf gets the kill on the Nova. Same with the kill on the Twitch with that Dragon Strike. Suddenly, Inferno Foxes, that EMP was the scariest thing that SEAL Team Spuds had. They were able to withstand all of it. The members of SEAL Team Spuds falling one by one, and finally, that fire has ignited. Inferno Foxes win here on Kings Row.
Oh man, Bowsy. I'm really impressed to see Inferno Foxes bringing it back, but I gotta be honest, that's not the reason that they won this. And we all know that. Like, I'm not trying to be mean or anything about it. It's like, their skill is definitely improved from the previous 2 maps that we've seen, but when it's constantly a 5v6 fight and your main tank is essentially becoming an ult battery for the other team, it's definitely not a good position for your team to be in. They're not out of the woods yet by any means. I mean, SEAL Team Spuds are still up 2-1, but I mean, this is just rough. It's just rough. I feel bad for them because I know, based on what we've seen from the play thus far, they obviously could do well, but when you've got your hands tied by technology that you can't control, it's just a tough thing to deal with.
Well, you know how to counter it? Remember the last time I casted one of these players on the side of SEAL Team Spuds? It was the second to last time. Reminiscence versus Paradise Lost. A certain DPS player was switched into the tank role because the main tank, Blood Hungry, was not there. His name is Seraph. As we head into our 4th map, which SEAL Team Spuds have decided to bring us to Havana, Seraph is now on the main tank. So now this is a way for SEAL Team Spuds to try and recuperate. It's like they pretty much throw that last map out of the way. The main tank has not been that good. He had those sort of problems. Nothing you can do about it. GG, go next. Go into this next match. You have a new main tank, or new in quotation marks, main tank. And now you have a chance to try and bring back the series against the Inferno Foxes. Does it work?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's probably a swap that I would have made a lot sooner than this. I mean, I understand wanting to try to keep your players in the match, but when they're very obviously having tech issues that are impacting their gameplay, like, I would have made that swap a long time ago. I'm a little interested in the composition that I'm seeing come out on the defense. We're seeing the double shield with the Rhine Sigma that are looking for a spawn hold vice the typical spawn hold that we see with just the Rhine Diva. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of how they work against that. Wolf obviously is either memeing or know that they're going to be going for that spawn hold and Nozomi and is going to come on that bastion early just to be able to get out a lot of damage early on to try to break some shields from the spawn camp. But even then, they're not being let anywhere close to being able to step out of those spawn doors to even begin the fight.
No, and you already see Bebop switching over to the Reinhardt is dead. Glitch also gets the kill onto Nozomi as well, so already this defense that CLC Spuds tried to make already is working very well. Inferno Foxes did get the cart moving only 9 meters, but still, that's 9 meters. That means you can't, like, definitively lose this map, so net positive, question mark?
I mean, to be completely honest, the lowest I've seen that pushed, other than being full spawn hold, is 4 meters. So yeah, they're already doing better than the worst map I've seen on Havana thus far.
I'm pretty sure we casted that match together too. So.
I'm pretty sure we did, actually. So that is actually pretty surprising. But honestly, Bebop coming out on that wrecking ball is probably one of the best things that they can do at this time, just because it allows them to roll in and out of the spawn so quickly. Like, the rest of their team just isn't built to go for the mirror matchup right now, based on the picks that we're seeing. So if they're able, once they get a single pick on this team, it's going to start being in the favor of Inferno Foxes, but they got to get there first.
Yeah, exactly, and I think the ball might help a little bit here from Bebop to be able to separate the members of CLC Spuds to make it so picks can be easier. And there is a crucial pick that you needed. Nozomi gets the kill onto your teammate. But the Fox is going to come out here from Choice to 1 onto Color Form, but won't be able to get that kill. But still, you see CLC Spuds, they have to try and invest a little bit more into this. Color Form uses the Transcendence to push forward, but still, kills are going in favor here for the side of CLC Spuds. How did Wolf get in the backline to use that Dragon Strike? We may never know, but it's not going to be able to get any kills, and just like that, despite getting that first kill, it looks like Steel Team Spuds are going to be able to defend this, and Inferno Foxes might be sent back to the drawing board.
That's completely possible. Nerf sending the bomb high doesn't get the value that they're looking for, and even with Nozomi moving up so that they could get a little bit more value on that bastion, they are just not getting it. Honestly, something that would work really well here, put the Far Mercy in the sky. I mean, you know, Capital is definitely looking good on that Cassidy, but if you take them out first, you got free reign of the skies.
You also gotta be careful of Glitch's Baptiste as well, but you see the ults being invested here from the side of Inferno Foxes, but they've lost Color Form early here. Capital has to invest in Deadeye. Does not know that Wolf is in the sky right now, so doesn't actually go for the Pharah there. That could be crucial. And Bebop's just gonna get killed here because gets frozen up. You know, the typical main tank experience, but it's been hard here for Inferno Foxes to get any sort of push, and now their time bank is dwindled down to only a minute here, Jack.
That's true, but a minute on the clock is still time for them to be able to turn the tide, and the biggest issue they're having right now is that Wolf has no support. Thankfully, Cucumber is swapped over to the Mercy to be able to give them that little additional support right now, but Nozomi gotta be careful right there. Massive gravitic flux.
Oh, Choice to 1 gets 3 in that flux, gets 3 aftermath as well. Great picks there by Choice to 1. Capital dies, but I don't think it's going to matter as much. The spawns will be in favor of the Inferno Foxes, but still, they might be able to hold this here for Steel Team Spuds.
Well, it depends on if they can get an additional pick. Wolf is doing a great job of being able to keep in the sky without having too much issue, and now that Capital is out of the fight, at least for now, couldn't help them out. beautiful shatter.
Beautiful shatter onto Bebop to eliminate that Reinhardt, but now Inferno Foxes have found themselves back onto the cart. But still, people are falling on the side of Inferno Foxes. It's not working. This close hold from Steel Team Spuds, somehow with Seraph on the main tank, has worked flawlessly. Just like that, Wolf are able to use the barrage, able to get the kill on the glitch, but at the end of the day, Inferno Foxes are at the receiving end of pretty much a full hold here on Havana. It's only a matter of time before Steel Team Spuds seal the deal, and the fight and the attack ends for the Foxes.
I mean, that's really what it comes down to here. They're able to get the pick onto your teammate, though.
Yeah, it's winnable.
To turn the tide. It's not done yet.
No, but it isn't done yet. 2 picks in favor of Inferno Foxes. They still have the spawn advantage here. Capital unable to get that kill onto the Mercy as well. The shatter from Bebop is used, is able to get Seraph on the ground, and Inferno Foxes somehow, someway, have turned this fight around.
I mean, it came down to the picks. It came down to the picks every single time. Wolf being in the sky was able to do a heck of a ton of damage. And like I said, once you get that first pick, that spawn hold is not going to be holding on for much longer. Thankfully, they're able to get it past a point where they could possibly defend real well, even if they don't get objective alpha. But I mean, we are seeing SEAL Team Spuds come in with a fervor of ultimates getting ready to go online or already online, and they're speeding around ready to use them.
And they already go to the high ground and found Cucumber there on the Mercy, so already one big pick from Inferno Foxes down. Wolf able to get the kill onto your teammate, however, and same with the kill on the glitch. No supports left on the side of Seal Team Spuds. Isn't enough, however. You see Wolf trying to get those kills onto the remaining members here of the Seal Team Spuds. Gets the meteor strike kill on the Choice to One, but no one is left for the side of Inferno Foxes. That's all they're going to be able to get. 77 meters here taken on the first point of Havana, but it isn't a close hold, and they still have the chance to win this map.
Exactly. Like, they definitely can shut this down just as easily as we saw from the SEAL Team Spuds. It's definitely not out of the woods yet. But they're riding a very fine tripwire of a line right now to be able to hold this. More than likely, based on the compositions that we've seen coming out of Inferno Foxes, they're not going to be going for that spawn hold composition, or even if they do, it's not going to be good enough for them to be able to hold it all together. So it's really going to come down to using Widow's Bowling Alley in a way that they can constantly get value. Really? I swear, if they use this composition and win, I'm gonna be a little upset that we have not seen this yet. I'm gonna be a little upset.
Yeah, yeah. We have seen Bebop run the Reinhardt this map earlier, but it seems awkward that now of all times is when we see him start on the Reinhardt, because we haven't seen Inferno Foxes really run the Brawl composition, but here they are coming out on the stock standard sim variant. I mean, if it works, it works, but it's all going to depend on if SEAL Team Spuds are able to take advantage of it. They have this Widowmaker of Capital to try and get that one pick that they need, and the TP's already dead here, so it'll be interesting to see what SEAL Team Spuds try to engage with this. So we'll see what the move is, but Capital wants to go to the back line. He wants to try to get a pick from there, and he gets the perfect shot onto the Symmetra of Nozomi. Nerfs has found them, but I don't think it's going to make any sort of difference. You already see Bebop going extremely low, and without your main damage dealer, it's going to be rough here for Inferno Foxes to try and win this. SEAL Team Spuds, however, they do lose Capital. Nerf's able to get the kill, but Nova has found Cucumber, one of the 2 supports down for the side of Inferno Foxes, and now the entire defense is crumbling apart. SEAL Team Spuds find the heel and Achilles, and they're able to get the cart moving.
Well, it's hard to say that it's a heel of Achilles when we kind of knew that this was already going to happen, especially letting Capital get into that back line. That was not the move to allow that Widow to get that much space to be able to get that work done. So hopefully we'll be seeing kind of a change in composition, but Capital has so much room to work on this Widowmaker right now, and they have to be focused on the cart, because the more time that runs by, the less time that they have to be able to, and less distance they have to be able to defend.
Yeah, and already Bebop is down. Same with Nerf. The rest of the members of Inferno Fox is falling at the seams. Wolf has to invest this Blizzard, but it might not be enough as there's no follow-up there from the rest of the team. It was a big Blizzard, too, so now Inferno Fox is there in last fight territory, and you see this cart moving over to that golden box of victory. It's going to get rough here. Inferno Foxes might not be able to get a chance to touch.
Yeah, the unfortunate part is that they're not adjusting to that Widowmaker. Nerf cannot be on Widow's back the way that they're wanting them to. And wow, the bongos just light up the field right now, Bowsy, and it is dead, done, and dusted. SEAL Team Spuds. Thankfully now with a player that doesn't have their equipment shutting off every 5 seconds, are able to close out the series at 3-1 here on Havana.
Yep, unfortunately for our viewers tonight, we're not getting any baked potatoes for dinner tonight. We have to deal with SEAL Team Spuds winning the series, which honestly is kind of expected. This has been a really good team overall. The preseason semifinal, or the preseason runner-ups coming into here were the favorite to win this match. Just some technical issues restricted them from that 4-0, so they continue their streak of being 3-1 this entire season. But still, a really good performance here from SEAL Team Spuds, and Inferno Foxes unfortunately just need to work on their adaptability, need to work on these compositions and know how to counter them. But now, as I usually do, Captain Jack, and most of my Tranquility broadcasts, we need to decide on a player of the match from this.
Yeah, we definitely do, and I think I have to give it to the one person that I know that has been absolutely clutch this entire time, and that's your teammate. Like, just the absolute flexibility of your teammate has always been good. The meme stands strong, but the support player stands stronger. Just being able to keep everyone healed up, even in the times where they were just barely able to save their tank player as they were glitching out of the Matrix. Just continued to be absolutely clutch in trying to fight out those 5v6s. So your teammate is walking away with my player of the match. How about you?
Yeah, I do like your teammate as well, but I have to choose somebody who ended up bringing out the flexibility when it mattered, and that's Seraph. Not often do you see a DPS player who can also do a really good job on the main tank and be there in that crucial situation where SEAL Team Spuds needed a main tank. Not saying Last of Us bad, but with the situation that SEAL Team Spuds were in, they needed somebody to fill in on that main tank role. They found Seraph. They said, Seraph, get back on your main tank. Remember what you did with Reminiscence versus Paradise Lost, and get your butt into gear. Great job by SEAL Team Spuds to identify that they needed that, be able to bring it back. My player of the match goes to Seraph. Really was a good match overall for the SEAL Team Spuds. There were really no negative parts of this roster, but so far they've been looking on a really good hot streak and could be one of the favorites heading into the championship.
That's true, and I mean, the skill of Inferno Foxes is definitely something that was well matched against the SEAL Team Spuds as well. Definitely nothing to scoff at, but like we've mentioned a couple hundred times it feels during this broadcast, Overwatch is a game about flexibility, especially when we start going, everybody knows the news. If you paid a half a second to Overwatch Twitter, Overwatch 2 is getting ready to come out. So when you get into the 5v5, it is even more crucial to be, that flexible, to be able to maneuver onto different heroes and be good with them. I myself am a flex player. I play just about every hero. I may not be the best at every hero, but dang it, if there is a composition that I know a hero that I can play can beat it, I mean, that's the way that I'm going to go, So hopefully we'll see a little bit more flexibility from Inferno Foxes moving forward. It's still the first stage. I mean, a lot of kinks are going to be worked out as we see folks coming up, folks moving down. Everything's going to keep shifting around, but as we've said in the past, this is hump week. This is when the differences really need to be made, and going forward from here, if teams don't start making adjustments, it's going to be really rough for them when we go into stage 2.
Yeah, especially it's going to be interesting to see what happens to both of these teams. And speaking of after, don't forget to stay after the broadcast, because around 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're hosting our weekly segment known as the Beat Drop, where we're going to be interviewing several different players across Tranquility Gaming. If I remember this week, we're going to be seeing Kime from Galactic Penguins, Gusty from Carnage, Bubba Wyatt from Chrysalis, and Retro from Fahrenheit 214. You do not want to miss those interviews coming up after this, hosted by the wonderful Booth this week. But that's pretty much all that we have in store today. A big shout out to Captain Jack for helping me cast, and the Laggy Son helping us with the production today. But until then, for everybody here in Tranquility Gaming, especially again, my co-caster Captain Jack and our producer Laggy Son, we thank you all for watching. Until we meet again, we hope you have an amazing night.